Okay, so we've got some materials, and today we're going to be converting this into a gypsy wagon. Hopefully a little bit higher quality than this one, but we have a special order to have this old girl turned into an ultralight bow top style gypsy wagon. So let's get started. Hey everybody, it's Alex, or Tristan, whatever you know me by. Anyways, so we're working on the very start of our new gypsy wagon trailer. We're building it for a customer who is pretty excited, and I'm pretty excited. We finally got the trailer stripped right down to the frame, and so here we are, almost down to basically nothing. I do have this set of drawers here, this truck workbox. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I think the customer wants to sell it, so if anybody out there is interested in this large workbox, it has some kind of liquid storage in it as well. I'm not really sure what's going on here. It might be just good old-fashioned water. I don't know. I think it's empty though, and that comes up here to this fill tank. I doubt it's diesel, but I mean, who knows? Could be a diesel tank for anybody who was using this as a work trailer. Anyways, that's the update for now, so wish me luck. Okay, so the trailer's completely stripped down to the frame. There's a little bit of rust that I'm gonna have to deal with, but seems strange considering the frame of the trailer is aluminum. So I'm just wondering if that's maybe rust from something else that seeped onto the aluminum over time. I'm gonna give it a good wire wheel brushing, and then I'm gonna deal with this checked wood. It's completely rotted, and pull that out of there. And then we're gonna put a layer of polyboard, which is 100% polyurethane plastic, on the underside so that it's totally waterproof from road spray. And we're gonna get in here with these interlocking insulated floorboards. Anyways, we'll check back later when I've made some progress. Hey everybody, it's Tristan or Alex, whatever you want to call me, doing an update on the construction of the foundation of this gypsy wagon. I don't know how many of you guys have ever worked with the tongue and groove insulated subfloor panels. They're kind of expensive at $10 a piece, but I gotta tell you, they are just super easy to work with, really fun. And we've basically made it so that this floor, it's going to be like -20 outside, and the wind can be blowing underneath the trailer, no skirt. And we're hoping that this floor is going to lose absolutely zero heat. So not only am I securing it to the trailer with expanding foam to make sure that the trailer stays nice and flat, so the deck of the trailer itself and the wood underneath it, it's not exactly even, and to make it even would take a whole lot of messing around. So instead, what I'm going to do is, as I'm installing each one of these panels, I'm filling any gaps underneath them with this expanding big gap filler foam, and then I'm bolting down a large piece of very flat project board, so very stiff, and it's going to hold all those panels nice and secure and lumpy and unbulged while the foam expands underneath and spreads out into all the little cracks and crevices. This is going to do two things, one of which is going to really strongly secure the center floor panels to the floor so that they don't lift. It's also going to create another insulative layer on top of the R9 foam insulation that's on the bottom of each one of these panels. And it's going to create a softer footfall as well. So like when you're walking on it, it's not going to sound creaky or loud. It's going to be basically dead silent. And then we're going to put the underlay down and start installing the surrounding framing so we can get started on the front and rear wall. So check back with us later to see how the update's going. All right, so the rain is coming. It's very gray out and the air feels very heavy. So I'm going to assume it's going to start raining at any second now. But anyways, so I've just got this support piece right here, the outside sheathing, just to stop the frame from flexing back and forth until we can get the exterior sheathing actually on it and the interior sheathing, which will give it the most incredible amount of sort of lateral strength And then I've just got these supports in place here as well, just to help support it. But it actually doesn't need them. But because I want to throw a tarp over top of everything, I just thought I'd put these cross members here to help hold the tarp in place and stop the whole thing from getting soaked, because we really don't want that after all this hard work. And yeah, I made the front door incredibly extra large, just for fun, because, you know, why not? I might frame it in further and make it a little bit smaller, but I did go with the standard, you know, travel trailer door frame size, but it's not like a porthole. So, I don't know. We'll see. Still got to figure out windows. And this is the other side. Same thing, just temporary sheathing to stop it from flexing on top of our very pretty R9 insulated subfloor panels. And then here's the back side. I mean, we're still doing the framing and layering in the insulation. Once all the insulation blocks go in, I still have some framing around the edges to do. All the insulation blocks are going to go on, and then the whole thing is going to be sheathed in cedar. So that'll look really, really nice and super lightweight, so that'll be cool. And this bottom section as well is going to be all cedar laths, like tongue and groove cedar paneling. And then, of course, the bow-top roof is going to be either polyurethane or sheet metal. I haven't decided yet. It really depends on the budget, because we're already halfway through the budget and we have a lot of cedar to buy still, so we'll see. All right, so it is the end of day 3, and I've got the front wall done. Just needs a little bit of sanding and whatnot, and then we're going to do the edge trimming. The sideboard is all finished, and then I've also attached the deck. It just needs a couple of trim pieces to clean up those transitions. Back wall's done. I just have to finish putting the sheeting on and then cutting it, but it's fully insulated, so I'm going to go in between all these insulation panels with the long tube large gap filler expanding foam, just to hold everything in place. I mean, all the boards, like all the boards of insulation, are glued in place with the expanding foam, but some of them got pushed forward, so I'm just going to go in there and fill those gaps up. And then, yeah, extra wide door frame, and the whole thing's just ridiculously sturdy. I mean, just wiggles on its axle, nothing moves. So next we're going to be hopefully getting to the roof tomorrow, so we'll see. Okay, so it's going to be a big math day. I have to completely encircle the whole entire front end of this in angled pieces of wood that are called staves, same way that you would make a barrel. So I have to cut 40 pieces of 6 5/8 long wood at 5-degree angles to create a 7-foot diameter circle. So this is going to be a lot of cutting. Okay, so we are now custom designing a insert window frame out of reclaimed glass. So I'm thinking that we're probably going to do something pretty interesting, like so, something like that. I'm going to have to square up the frame, obviously, but what's going to end up happening is I will put a groove, or like a, I don't know what you call it, but I will put an inset into this riser so that the glass is flush, and then there will be another piece here to sort of just sandwich the glass into place, and then there's going to be a decorative designed piece to go up in this center, nice and tight. Yeah, and then we'll have this interesting, very, very thick borosilicate custom window frame. And I used a thick shelving unit borosilicate glass because it's so heavy duty that putting it inside of a trailer makes sense, right? Like the glass is going to be pretty resistant to shocks and vibrations, so hopefully that'll make enough of a difference that it won't shatter, but who knows? Everything's a mystery. Okay, so I just used my incredibly precise $50 skill saw. I think that's what I paid for it. No, sorry, $25. This sticker's been on there for a long time. I've had this saw for like 2 years and the sticker never came off, so that's pretty impressive. But anyways, $25 skill saw. I mean, it is Skill brand, so it's, actually a decent saw with a good quality arbor, but whatever. I used my incredibly precise skills with said saw to cut these fine grooves to place the windows in. I don't even know what you call them. The seating for the glass. Just kidding. My precision, it's pretty actually terrible. And if I had a router table, this would be way nicer. But at least most of this terrible cut's going to be covered by the window muntins. Muntins. I love that word. I don't know why. But anywho, the wasps are out like crazy. There we go. Overdid it. Okay. So that's nice. That's how they're gonna sit. I'll put a little bit of a support piece down here in the center for the window to sit into. And then that will allow me to be able to drive a screw through my muntin into the back plate of this window frame without, trying to drive a screw through the glass. And then it'll be the same thing with this center panel. So I'll have just a little bit of a gap at the bottom and a little bit of a gap at the top. And then this center muntin is going to be completely custom. And then I'm going to be able to drill a screw through there and there as well, so that'll be kind of unique. And then, the whole window frame will be super secure, and then we'll hit it with some silicone, make sure that it's not going to leak. Okay, so I like how it makes it sort of look like one solid pane of glass and takes away from the fact that, each pane is curved because, we were reclaiming the glass and didn't really have any choice in the shape of it, but we made it work. So here's the finished window frame before the silicone and glue up and stain. So I'm going to grab some stain and stain up this window, make it look really nice, glue it all together, and then once it's all dry, we'll hit it up with the silicone. So stay tuned for that and the installation into the wall. So almost all of the internal sheeting is up. The rib spars are in place. We've got a couple more rib spars to bolt down to the sheeting, and then the insulation, vapor barrier, and then she's pretty much ready for a roof.